absolutely iconic, as much as Marilyn Monroe or Elvis Presley.
Hanging with the crowd, you can let it loose. It's not very far just to get your fix. Just a bit of misbehaving. No point in feeling bad.
It's just a toy. If it doesn't really matter, if kids aren't influenced by it, then why are people having their faces changed?
My name's Aspinall, and since my childhood, I've been fascinated by the world of Barbie. Now that she's in her 50th year, I've decided to explore the history of this cultural icon and her influence on society, from concern that she promotes an unrealistic body image to collectors who spend thousands of pounds on the doll each year. I uncover the truth behind Barbie.
Nothing standing in your way.
Barbie, you're beautiful.
The co-founder of Mattel, Ruth Handler, first introduced Barbie at the New York Toy Fair in 1959, naming the doll after her own daughter Barbara.
Put a mustache on Ken and make believe he's the bad guy.
In 1961, Barbie started her on-off relationship with macho man Ken Carson.
Barbie, acting more like a real
As the world changed, Barbie also developed to reflect society and became more flexible.
Wow, she's real like me.
Hot eyes, rad hair, hip boots, slits there.
Barbie and the Rockers.
By the 80s, Barbie was a global superstar, with a worldwide fan base and an international collection, which included Black Barbie and Hispanic Barbie.
Dr. Barbie's into making her patients feel good. She's into checking them out.
Her range of 108 careers showed women as ambitious and independent. These roles included Dr. Barbie, Teacher Barbie, and even Barbie for President. After the millennium, she became more contemporary, and Mattel went against the traditionally glamorous image of Barbie, giving her tattoos and even making her a soccer player.
I can be a goalie, like Soccer Barbie, or a power forward,
Like me! In her 50 years, she has sparked controversy all over the world, and in 2003, Saudi Arabia actually banned Barbie, calling her a threat to morality.
Batteries included, dolls each sold separately.
I used to have about 50 Barbies, you know. Mum and Dad used to buy them me every Christmas and birthday, and even when I cracked my head open, they bought me a Barbie. And they did it, to make me, they wanted me to feel better, they wanted me to feel good, and, me and my mate used to, make little houses and make them get married, and, it's that dream life sort of thing, what all young girls want to do and want to be like. I was in about year 8 when I started wearing makeup, just because, although I didn't have terribly bad skin, I just felt a lot more confident when I had some foundation on and some eyeliner. Also, I've got a scar on my head, and when I wore makeup, it sort of covered it up because it used to be like bright red, and I did feel that makeup helped cover that, to be honest. So it made me more confident, really.
By the time she got about 7 or 8, there was about 50 sold Barbies, different things, all different kinds of accessories and one thing and another. So yes, the house got quite full of Barbies. So yes, she was really a proper Barbie girl. It was all like with the accessories, if they were camping, she pretended she was being camping. If there was a disco, she put the little disco ball on in her room, and her and her friend would be dancing about with the Barbies and imitating, I suppose, what she thought Barbie would do. I think it's more of an image thing, and I just think it's what they perhaps see on television and who's in the limelight at the time, that can have a real strong bearing on how they, come across, basically. But me personally, if I was now having a daughter who was, wanting to be Barbie and all this oriented, then that's fine. But I think there should be a fine line drawn where, yes, that's suitable, but that's not suitable. And I think it's up to the parents to portray that to children, because they are children, and it's the adults who should make the decisions and not the other way around.
Glancing through these magazines, I found, I mean, it says here that 83% of women would like to be thinner, which, you know, is totally true because I used to be one of them. But going from that thinner, you know, women want to look thinner, to, you know, actual Barbie, you can sort of see the comparison really, because, I mean, if you look at Barbie's body, you know, she's got the perfect arms, perfect waist, perfect legs, and she does look just like these celebrities. So you can sort of understand why, you know, young girls are getting influenced by this, you know, skinny culture, to be honest.
So what actually attracts people to Barbie? I went to Mary Shortall doll shop in Leeds to find out.
I think predominantly young girls are attracted to Barbie because she is fantasy, she's the princess, she's sort of the dream, she lives a dream castle, she has the fantasy prince, and also the dressing up aspect. You know, obviously the girls can dress up like Barbie with the tiaras and the fancy dresses, and it's every little girl's dream, isn't it, to be a princess at the end of the day. I think the adult collectors think she's absolutely iconic, as much as Marilyn Monroe or Elvis Presley.
You're a Barbie collector yourself. When did you first have your Barbie doll?
I was given a Barbie at 8 years of age, but I was told I had to strictly keep it as a collectible item as it came boxed and all beautifully presented. And my mother said, well, really, it's not to play with, it is to collect. And I thought, oh, well, maybe I could start saving up and collecting them. Hence, now I've got a collection of over 1,000 Barbies all through the eras. And there's just so many out there to collect.
Is there a big network of Barbie collectors, and do you trade with them?
Yes, there isn't an official Barbie club, which is quite sad, in Britain. There is an unofficial one, which we're all sort of friends together and email and go on chit-chat and things on the internet. But yeah, we hook up sort of 4 or 5 times in London at, like, there's a fashion doll show that's held at the Kensington Town Hall, and that's really nice. Everybody comes, and some people trade if they've got surplus ones, and obviously you sort of got to get there early and look for that missing one, or even just that important pair of shoes that you're missing for one of your vintage ones, which is really great. But it's obviously it's male and female collectors of all ages.
Would you say she's, like, still an icon?
Oh, definitely. She's making a really big comeback, and I think because she is 50 this year and there's so much hype about Barbie and what she stands for and everything that she's done in her life, I think a lot more children now are really being encouraged to have her again and play with her. She is a big part of history, and for the last 50 years she has dominated, I mean, most of America and the rest of Europe. I mean, they say that 3 Barbie dolls are sold every single second in the world, and she looks really good for 50, doesn't she?
Okay, would you mind showing me some of the Barbies you've got here then?
Yes, certainly. I mean, this one is very interesting. This is actually a reproduction which has been made for this year for the 50th anniversary of Barbie, but it's based on the 1959, which was the very first Barbie that was launched, and believe it or not, it didn't receive hardly any orders at all. I mean, really, she did start life as a prostitute.
Okay, so if I was going to collect Barbie, where would you actually tell me to start?
Oh, well, it's a very personal choice, but I can show you a different sort of selection and we can go from there. So this is a really good place to start, because this is sort of the collector's Barbies, really. They start about £19, so obviously it depends on budget and also obviously preference. We've got Mary Poppins, Sandy from Greece, who's great with a musical stand, and her friends. Elvis and Priscilla, that's a new one for this year.
And I've seen you've got Marilyn there,
oh,
haven't you?
Yeah, Marilyn, you spotted her, she's really great. How to Marry a Millionaire, so that's quite appropriate really for Barbie, isn't it? So this is the one you're having?
It is, yes please.
It's lovely, it starts with a great new collection. I'll just pop it in a bag for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
There you are then.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye-bye.